Would go just 75. No way, you're checking back. Ay, caramba. Alright guys, so welcome to the new video. Today we're gonna watch gameplay of one of my viewers. He's playing 5NL, so yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so we have ace king, 4-betting, fine. Obviously we wanna have this in our calling range also from time to time. Beautiful flop. C-bet for, I would go less than 30%, everything good. Yep, still going for the value. Either 1/3 or jam, but yeah, jamming seems fine. We can still go for 1/3, or we can be sneaky and check sometimes. I'll definitely consider going like 10% on the turn. Okay, so we opened 7-6, which is fine. And the flop, okay, I understand that he was playing the hand on the right. He just checked the flop, which, now checking the turn on ace. I'm not a big fan of that. We want to keep aggression in these pots, and yeah, we want to win these pots. That's what basically is making our win rate. So I really don't like this passiveness from 7-6 all the way. I understand that he had the other hand on the right, but yeah, you want to win these small pots. I would definitely consider big betting there, at least on the turn. Also, I saw you have a randomizer there on the side. You probably guys don't see it as much, but he has a random number generator, which he's not using that much. Okay, good turn. We can go either half pot, 1/3. Opponent is not going to hit this card that often, but he's calling it anyway. And I just click on 75% button. Yep, easy. Interesting situation it would be if we get raised, but that ain't gonna happen. 9-7, so yeah. The thing I don't see him doing is not taking notes on the player, so basically that was pretty loose call there from just taking a note on the player. Okay, good. It was the player played before. Okay, good. You take the note. I don't know what does it mean, but you take some note on him, so that's pretty good. Here, obviously, I would consider betting from time to time with ace of hearts, but it's a good check, of course. He's gonna have a lot of sets himself. Now he's betting big, which is fine. A little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, calling from the small blind, not acting. And then half. This doesn't make sense at all. Like, just easiest call in my life. It feels like he hit the king on the river, ace-3, okay, 2 pair. Again, pretty bad from him how he played it. Just label him never calling from, probably a really bad player. Again, you should take note on that, and at least take a mental note on his sizings. So for now, pretty straight up stuff. I would, okay, here I would consider check raising. You can actually check this spot in the GTO wizard. So yeah, this is how our range looks. We are pure checking after our opponent calls on this board. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys, and we are going for check call with eights. But yeah, I get it, you had no idea to know that. Here I would go definitely for overbet on the turn. Really nice. Okay. Okay, overbet. You fold it. Fine. Overall played fine. Just check range there. King Jack, again choosing being tighter. Now I would expect bit bet. Okay, nice. And here hopefully you will go for value with your king. At least 50% bet on the river would be appropriate. I don't like 1/3, to be honest. We don't like to go for 1/3. We may face a lot of raises. Yeah, it shows it, but luckily you go at least for the value. I would go for a bigger sizing there for sure. Okay, we have a King Jack. Again, yeah, you're choosing the not aggressive route, even though against 3 opponents, just check folding is fine. Here 10-8, you opening 10-8, probably it's open, just gonna quickly look up here, so you can, I just fold this, to be honest, but yeah, up to you guys what you want to choose. I just fold it, but yeah, so flop went bet. I don't think we want to bet much on paired boards, to be honest. Now overbet, yeah. On these small pair boards we are checking quite often, so it's almost a range check. And you didn't even choose that good of a combo. You went for 1/3. So we'll imagine our opponent call, turn is 7 of spades, so bet, call, turn 7 of spades, and you went for overbet, which I don't think is a thing at all. Yeah, never a thing on this. So basically it's beneficial for our opponent range, and we don't want to go for an overbet here because basically we don't have straights. We can just quickly see it like here. So how many straights we have? Yeah, 1.6 of our range. We just don't hit this, right? So we're never going here for an overbet. Pretty big mistake. Let's see how many of straights our opponent has really quickly. And yeah, a little bit more. So yeah, definitely not overbetting on this type of boards. That's a mistake there, but at least we have the aggression. But yeah, you are choosing at least fine bluffs, like 10-9, 10-8 are good bluffs. And now you will bet 75%. You might go for a check call, try and use bluff, but yeah. Half pot. Okay. With half pot he calls. It's fine. He was, oh, he folds, okay. Maybe you should go for a check there and let him bluff. He might have some bluffs there. Okay, 10-8, we can 3-bet it, quite high frequency. But also we can call it, both fine. Here, I already saw this spot. I will just go here pure for a raise, for small sizing, around half pot. But calling is also fine, but yeah, I would just choose a raise. Then 4 on the turn. And yeah, when you choose a call on the flop, I think you want to call again on the turn. That might be a thing. And then just call down, maybe raise some rivers. But yeah, this seems like super strong. This seems like more of a pocket threes than actually 8 itself, to be honest, but yeah, fine. I would just straight up raise it on the flop. If you know that our opponent is bluffing a lot and just passing around, just let him bluff. Here king 10, I believe we wanna 4-bet quite often. I wouldn't call it that often, but in this spot we can actually call a little bit more with our king 10. Okay, we randomize and we're choosing 4-bet, which is good. A little bit too big, I would say. I would just 4-bet to 20 BBs. And now we are checking this hand. Yep. We should check this. We should bluff with at least backdoor flush draw. At least that's what GTO says. So yeah. Now I wouldn't check on this turn, giving us so much equity. I would go for a bet there. Definitely not good check on the turn. I would just continue bluffing when we get this equity on the turn, but I would give up on the flop. And now check call, probably. So yeah, this hand was misplayed, in my opinion. Yeah, I would... pretty sick spot. I would just... pretty sick spot. I would just call there, to be honest. I would just call there to just... because he's gonna have a lot of bluffs there. Missed flush. What is he checking on the turn and then jamming on the reverse? So he's saying now he has pocket eights. He's saying now he has king queen. I don't know, maybe... I mean, he could value jam tens there, for sure. That's like an option, in my opinion. But we are blocking that quite heavily. So what is he jamming? I have no idea. He's not even jamming aces at this point. So let's quickly rewind this hand. So, first mistake in my opinion. Pre-flop raise size, I would go smaller. Then on the flop, which was 9-7 deuce. So, I may be wrong. Don't get me on this, guys, but I think we just want to give up on the flop, to be honest. But yeah, let's check it. Cutoff raise, button raise, cutoff raise to 21, which I suggested, 20 to 21. But it's fine, like 2 BBs up and down. I would just raise smaller than him. These are raising range with king 10, around 50% of the time. Oh, sorry. These are raising range, so super fucking lot. The button call. Okay, we're still betting. But as you can see, least we're betting is with king 10. Yeah. We like to bet mostly with backdoor flush. And again, I wonder, I would bet myself there, even though I said the GTO would suggest to just give up there. But as you can see, guys, GTO is suggesting to just bet there. So yeah, I probably misled it with other spot. But now check of clubs, if I'm not mistaken, is on the turn. And I would just fire it up there with the additional equity, to be honest. So we are never going all in. We are mostly using size half pot, 1/3. But yeah, with king 10, we like to check a fucking lot. What are our bluffs? Over pairs. Kings like to check. Top pair. And the pairs are checking. Second pairs. Still betting quite often. Third pair. Going for a lot of checks. Ace high are betting Ace 10, for example, as you can see, is betting pure. But for some reason King 10 is betting much less. Okay, so King Queen is going full betting, but King 10 is betting less. Not sure why, but yeah, still be betting super often. So I would just suggest to just bet there. Preferred sizing could be everything from 1/3 to half pot basically. It seems pretty unnatural, but yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. So yeah, I wonder how this will play out. Okay. Okay, he went for a check, which is fine. Again, from what I'm noticing, he's choosing much more often. Again, he didn't roll. He's choosing much more often to be more passive in all the situations, what we can see from now. So he's choosing always the passive route, which, yeah, don't like. I would just be aggressive. That's the best thing to do, in my opinion, in poker. And yeah, this is tough call, but I would just call it down. I don't know. I'm the calling station. I like to pick up bluffs. It's really, I don't know what my opponent is representing. I have no idea. So we just call. He's folding. We are blocking king queen. Kinda. We are blocking tens. I mean, I don't blame you for the fold. I would call. I would definitely bet turn. So yeah, bunch of different things we did there. So cutoff, checks. River is a 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds, I guess. Checking with king 10, yeah, pure check. And when our opponent goes all in, maybe it's a pure fold, but cutoff call, yeah, it's a pure call. So pretty big mistake here. I would just call there, yeah. Pretty big mistake, pure call with king 10. I don't know what is representing, to be honest, our opponent. What is he jamming with? I have no idea. Feels like a bluff. He is jamming a bunch of ace-highs. Then he has straights. He's jamming sets, but he would do that on the turn. So yeah, I would just go for a call there with king 10. Solver says the same, so yeah, pretty big bet fold there, in my opinion. Again, choosing more passive route, playing a bit scared, which I don't like. Okay, so you just 3-bet, it just jams, easy call, ace 10, okay. Probably win the hand, that's good. Sometimes we can raise with king 10 for sure here. Offsuit version. The folding is cool. Oh, also I noticed, or I've been told that you are not playing a flatting strategy from the button. I would recommend to play a flatting strategy, but the 3-bet or fold from all positions is cool as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay. I would go 75 is fine. You could go for overbet when you are unblocking all his calling hands. Also, you probably called, raise the turn, pretty standard. Again, we can go a bit higher all the time. People can call kind of wide. What's going to happen? Obviously, we have nuts, no skill in there. Sizing wise, we can go for overbet. I don't hate it. Or pot. You got call, so probably you choose the perfect sizing, yeah. So I think King Jack is calling overbet also. He maybe was thinking about raising it. So we never know. Tough to say if he was thinking about folding it. I like the raise on the turn. What sizing did he use? So he chose, okay. He chose the big sizing and you raised him with the small sizing. I don't know. Again, exploitatively, I would raise much bigger here, like close to 20 big blinds for sure, and then choose much bigger sizing. So I think you could get more of this. Again, bit more aggressive there, a little bit bigger raise. Call could be an option, but yeah, without diamond, pretty like the raise. Yeah. Bigger, a little bit stronger. Everything just a bit more. Probably wasn't thinking about raising, but calling. Yeah. Okay, here eights. I'm going for check call in my opinion. Pretty standard. Yeah. Exploitatively, I would think this flop sizing is a bluff quite often, because he didn't use buttons. He just scrolled his mouse up to bet 3, and even I do it as a bluff quite often. Again, he goes for half pot here. If you got a read on him, it might be a bluff. And the re-raise pretty easy check, fold. Let's see if he was bluffing. Yeah, he wasn't bluffing, but we knew that he was weak. If we know this, that he is doing this, we could read it from his sizings. If we know this, we can just, we could bluff him maybe, raise him, if we know he's doing this with these other pairs. But yeah, not much to say. Oh, what should done? King 10, I would squeeze here to 17. 12, I would choose 12. Okay, nice. You guys are listening to me. With a called call and probably another call. So this range is quite often set binding on the guy Prosty. So yeah, on this flop just easy range bet, and we're getting much folds again from the Poland opponent. 9-6, I don't think it's a fold. Wait. 9-6 on the right. I don't think it's a fold, my friend. Small blind raise. Yep, 9-6 is never a fold. That's the problem I think you're doing. You can't be losing here. You have to just call. Even though you're playing kind of big hand, you have to still play other hands on the side. So yeah, mistake there. Okay. No, why are you checking? Again, always choosing. I already see the pattern. You are always choosing the more passive route. Yeah. Now we're going for a bet. Again, pretty scared. But you have them crashed. You should just range bet the flop. I don't like the check. I mean, solver's gonna do it, of course, and it's fine to check, but I see you choosing always the more passive routes, which is not that good in my opinion. Also, senior graph, you are heavily under bluffing, so I do. Okay, now we bluffed. Okay, 10-9, you opened. Going for a small bet. Getting call. Would go just 75. No way, you're checking back. Ay, caramba. No way you checked that back. Always choosing the passive route. I really like these spots. Even a lot of people are not doing this, but you just snap called. You didn't roll. I think it's a squeezing hand, to be honest. So cut off, hijack opened. So hijack raised, button called, and you are now in the big blind. Return isolated, it's a pure call. Depends on the ranges, I guess. Okay, in these ranges for NL50, we are squeezing with 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 4. So okay, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 6 is much more using to squeeze. This is a pure call, so that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Okay, let's see the button. How much we're raising with 10-9. Okay, now we're raising pretty good. Okay. Yeah, this is because of the, I guess, ranges. Ranges that I usually use are, yeah, a little bit raising, a little bit more raising, but yeah. Okay, good call there. But okay, I guess now we just go for a check call. Okay, easy call. And don't know, the small bet. 5. Better for our range. And now you're letting him bluff, which is fine. King 8 is a 3-bet, right? Okay, you choose to fold. I don't hate being tighter on this stakes, but I'm heavily into getting as much value all the time and be more aggressive. We've seen you checking with trips, we've seen you not bluffing, not calling, yeah. That's what I'm seeing from here. Here I would go for a check raise quite often. Now I would choose big bet. We are bottom of our range, we have 6 high. We got lucky that we hit a pair, we didn't go for value. We always choose the, yeah. Do you think you are not getting called with the ace king? We are getting called with ace king, so I would go for a bet. I would go also for a bet on turn and then maybe value bet the river. But obviously now I would value bet the river. We are always against ace high. When they just check, they always have a really shitty value. And yeah, you can get value from ace king for sure. And start bluffing the turn. King 10, 3-bet. I would go for 10 BBs. Because it's the stack is shorter. 10 to 9 big blinds. I fold it. And it depends on the sizing he chooses. Yeah, probably fold. Maybe we can start turning into a bluff. But yeah, again, big sizing, I don't like our odds there. I would just fold. Now you just have to fold the turn. That's the problem most often. Okay, against the similar sizing. Yeah, so just fold the flop. Or decide to turn it into a bluff. But yeah, calling then folding. What happened with ace jack? Okay. As for, would choose a little bit bigger sizings to 8 BBs. King deuce fold. Okay. Again, just pure 4-bet. A little bit bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger! Why this sizing? This is the sizing you want to use for 4-bet when you are in position, and now you're playing 137 big blinds deep, so you want to get bigger, much bigger, close to 27 BBs, because you want to get better SPR to just jam it somehow, some way in the hand. So I would go for even bigger than 27. I would choose again. So when you have this stack size, you just want to go overall bigger, and this is not even good enough for when you are. This is not even good when you are how to say it, 100 BBs deep and you are much deeper. So yeah, just go bigger. And it's not like we have aces. Queens are kind of vulnerable. And now it's shitty spot, because this could be also a fault in my opinion. Depends on how many ace king he's gonna. Depends on your read on the pool, but I would mix in these positions a fault. I think he can have a bunch of kings. You're randomizing 4 numbers. Interesting. Yeah, he has aces. So these are like the tightest positions. I already know that. Just a fold. It's tough to make this fold and it's hurtful. But if you know you get some kind of read on the player, usually the Chinese people, or I don't know from where he is, but they are. You just don't want to face aggression. You just want to get called, and then you know you are good. You don't want to face aggression pre-flop against recreational or bad players, because they always have aces, kings. I don't think anyone is jamming jacks. I think they are doing much call with in these positions with ace king. So yeah, could think about folding there for sure. It's again not easy, but we get lucky. I wouldn't go for haha. I don't like that attitude towards people. Here pretty easy check with kings. And okay. So again, what was the action here with kings? Let me see. So he called from the small blind and you are betting on this flop. Also with kings or aces you are going really often for checks. With king of heart you can bet a little bit more overall, but not half pot. Going for 1/3 on this board, really not good board for us. Easy check on the turn. And the area I would just fold, to be honest. I would just fold there. Again, spot sizing, exploitatively, I don't think we are good. Ace-3 is definitely not a fold if it was open from small blind. It's either a call or a 3-bet, definitely not a fold. So losing a lot of money there. Ay, ay, ay. So definitely a bad combo to choose. Worst combo. If we are choosing from any 8-7, we are not choosing 8-7 of hearts. It's terrible combo because we don't have even backdoor flush there. We are not drawing 2 and nuts. Not good, not good, not good. Definitely won't recommend this. Turn. We can go for a bets. Now we need to be polar. Okay, decided to bet. And we got raised. Yeah, pretty badly played in my opinion. On that board we also not doing that much of raises. And it's not a good combo to raise there. As a bluff. Most of our bluffs will be containing jack and backdoor flush draws, so not good. We also not raising that sizing on the flop, we are choosing smaller sizing. Okay, check 8. I would go for a bet here, pure. Again, on the river, I think you're getting called a bunch of the times against ace high. Good bluff on the river. Don't show cards, I wouldn't recommend that also. Just not a thing, in my opinion. Here on this flop, I would definitely raise with your hand. He shouldn't ever lead here, it's pretty bad. We are just killing his with our range, so I'd raise. I don't like the call. Now we have to just call down. Maybe turn I would consider raising, okay. You choose again to call. Ace queen a fold, I don't think it's a call. Or I would probably 4-bet or fold. Yeah. Now we're just losing. Okay, so we can take a note on this player. You don't take the notes, I noticed. That's one thing I would definitely recommend, is to just take notes on this hand, and then you know when you're gonna play different hand against him. Now you don't know, most likely. Just take note, like when he's flatting ace queen, probably pure, then he's pot betting on this flop. Even though his range shouldn't be doing it, he's just playing his cards. So yeah, things like this are gonna be really helpful in your game. Ace king off, okay, like the 4-bet. Okay, pretty easy range bet, would bet like 10%. Not 8, 33, okay, 14. Yeah, you're choosing to check? No. Oh. Okay. If we know our opponents are going to overfold on that flop, we can check there and let them bluff, obviously. Probably aces will be a pure check there. On this board, again, don't like the small sizing, would go for a big sizing myself. Or at least half pot. The turn is overbet. Most likely on this turn. Not much used this sizing, but good that you chose this bluff. We're gonna be choosing a lot of fours, deuces as a bluff. This is basically pretty unnatural to bluff, but it's a thing to do. You can't just always choose the equity bluffs, so pretty good that you decided to bluff with non-equity hand. And yeah, pretty quickly we are finishing the video. Okay, interesting spot with aces. So we opened, got called. I will just raise here on the flop 100% of the time. Again, calling. Now he's overbetting, I would just jam. King queen I would raise on the left table. Without ace of heart I would just jam. I would just raise against these donks and you're gonna print money there. Feels like he has it right. So this is a pure exploitative play. I don't know what the green tag means, but I don't know, like the reads on the pool you're playing in the pool. I don't know, man. It's just so shitty line. I would just call. If you are bad, you are bad. I would just call. Ay. You can do this with fucking king jack pew. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense for him to do that. If he has a set, he's gonna check raise you. Yeah, choosing always the passive roads. I would just call there for sure with aces. Okay, this is pretty much the end of the video. Oh, okay, one more spot with tens. So he decided to 4-bet, 3-bet, which is good. Against total whale. Oh. SPR is basically 1. You can also check on this board with tens. He just snap jams. I think we have to call this. It is what it is. He's gonna have just random shit in his range for sure. Okay, nice call. I guess kings. So we have to take note on this also, like he's doing it. Unlucky. Maybe we can just check call the flop also. But yeah, this is the end of the video. A lot of mistakes there, but yeah. Hopefully it will help you a bit. Thanks guys for watching. If you want to get your play reviewed by me, just let me know. Maybe I will do it. Bye.